So this is a set of cows I'm custom grazing for my dad here. And I find it kind of interesting. This is a bull that he bought from me. He turned him out here last spring with these cows. And he's turning out to be a good looking little bull. I really enjoy seeing, these bulls as they get to mature. And it's always fun to see photos and stuff. So if you buy one, you like him, share some photos. But it's kind of odd to me if this bull is always on the other side of the wire from these cows. Now these last two paddocks are subdivided by a lane. There's a gate up here, and they can go on either side here. It's not a big deal. It's not really a subdivision. It's just this wire's in the way, and I want it to be there if I need to walk something all the way back up to the front to doctor them or pull a calf or something. But why is this bull always over here separated from the cows? That's a question that, as a customer, I would ask. And it's not uncommon. Honestly, I'd say we probably get 3 to 10% of our bull buyers come back and they'll call us and they say, hey, there's something weird with our bull. He's not staying with the cows. So let's take a minute to think about it. This bull's obviously doing his job. He's dropping calves right and left out here. So most of these cows are bred already, or they're not in service. And so if we think about this, we put this in context, this bull's really not in breeding season. In nature, if we look at the bison herds, the deer herds, all of our natural wildlife herds, from my understanding, is they would be in bachelor groups right now. Until it's time to breed and to fight and to dominate for those cows, all those males hang out. They eat together, they become their own herd, and they would be separate from the females. And so he's just trying to do that as naturally as possible. He's still going around, he's checking these cows, he's with them when they go to water and all these other things. He doesn't necessarily want to be away from them. But it's unnatural to keep these bulls with cows year round. Now, yes, I understand that obviously we have to do that. This bull stays in this herd year round, and a lot of people have a bull like that, and it's not a big deal. But if you see your bull off there by himself, he's just wanting to get a little space. Just remember, in nature, he would be in a bachelor group. He wouldn't be with all these cows. The hormones are going. Like I said, we're having calves right now, and in my studies of humans, I've got a couple kids of my own now, your testosterone really drops. And I don't know if it's the same thing in bulls, but it's something to think about. Why do we have these bachelor herds? Why do we have these periods of separation in nature? I would think that there's a good possibility. Let me know if you find a study on this, because I'm curious. But, there just needs to be a period of separation. The males aren't breeding. They're really not good for anything. They just need to be off on their own, finding their own grazing paddocks and all these other things. And, not messing around with the babies and the mothers that are trying to do their thing. These bulls just kind of get in the way. So that's my theory. It's interesting, but there's nothing wrong with this bull. There's probably nothing wrong with your bull. He's done his job. He just needs a little space. It's how nature would do it. He's probably going to tear up my four-wheeler if I stand here and talk too much longer. But, I think these things are interesting. These are the things that go through my mind as I'm driving through this herd. Another thing that's interesting, this is a very vocal bull, which I find in a lot of my high testosterone bulls that are doing a good job. You can see the crest on his neck. He's got a big set of testicles on him. He's early mature in type. He went out and settled these 35 cows pretty quick. And now he's like, I don't know what this guy's doing, but we're going to go check the cows again. So he's probably checking them 2 or 3 times a day, but he's not doing it while I'm out here. Again, there's nothing wrong with him. He's passed the semen test. He's dropping calves. So here pretty soon, again, he'll be breeding cows again. I would imagine he goes through a natural cycle of, higher testosterone, lower testosterone, depending on the type of the year and the necessity of it. And again, nature, you're really only breeding once a year, one time a year. I mean, you look at the deer here, they'd be dropping in June. You get some later some later does coming into heat, or a doe that loses one in the first cycle, they'll come back in again, and but it's still all within 90 days. If they don't get bred within 90 days, I mean, the testosterone drops off, the bucks are off doing their own thing in their bachelor herd, and nature doesn't have to produce a calf every year. So that's an important thing to remember. is we have to balance everything we learn in nature with our profitability, because we're doing good things out here, and a farm's not a farm without a farmer. So we have to keep it all in perspective and all in balance. But long story short, that might be why your bull's off hanging out by himself. He just needs a little space. In nature, he wouldn't be hanging out with cows all the time. So hope this helps. If you guys have any other questions like this or see things that interest you, I might make a video about it. Send a comment, leave your questions below. Like, subscribe, follow for more. We appreciate you.